Coming up next, a push to help the homeless in Center County.
We want to have people that could help them and have means of helping them, that they could find jobs and be able to go out and sustain themselves afterwards.
Plus, the new politically divisive issue in a growing number of states, transgender rights laws.
And in a world where you can't be who you are, why would you want to live in it?
And that deadly explosion at a Pennsylvania chocolate factory leads to a lawsuit and a new allegation. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Morgan Bull.
And I'm Noah Dragulis. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story. Penn State has released the results of its new university-wide, once every 3 years survey on sexual misconduct. Among the findings, at University Park, nearly 20% of undergraduates reported being the victim of at least one sexual assault or attempted assault. That's a slight increase from the last survey in 2018. And 30% of women said they experienced at least one stalking behavior. More than 7,000 students across the university took the survey. Penn State says it'll use the data as part of its efforts to prevent and address sexual violence.
Across the country, the safety and rights of transgender people have become a hot-button issue as more states pass new legislation. Reporter Hannah Markovich is in our studio with a closer look at the new laws and reaction to them. Hannah?
Morgan, this has turned into a divisive political issue across the country. Just last week, Republican governors in Indiana and Idaho signed bills that restrict transgender health care for minors, and more states are considering similar proposals. This week, Indiana and Idaho joined 13 other states with legislation banning transgender youth from receiving gender-affirming care under the age of 18. That doesn't sit well with Ava Hoffman.
Honestly, it's terrifying to watch people, like leaders of our nation and political figures, vote against, kind of my right to exist as the person that I want to be.
Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb signed a law that prohibits children from accessing medication or surgeries that aid in transition. The law overrides the approval of parents and advice of doctors. 2 women from North Carolina have different opinions on the transgender laws in place.
There's this whole false narrative that trans kids just walk in and can start taking hormones or get surgery.
We believe kids ought to be given a chance to resolve their confusion about their sex.
Supporters of the legislation say the banned care is irreversible or can have side effects. They argue that only an adult and not a minor's parent can consent to the treatments. Hoffman says they're fearful of the potential impacts around the country.
And in a world where you can't be who you are, why would you want to live in it?
At least 13 states have laws banning transgender care for minors, and more than a dozen other states are considering bills. Pennsylvania is not one of them. The Indiana law takes effect July 1st, but the ACLU has filed a lawsuit trying to stop it. The lawsuit argues the ban violates the U.S. Constitution's equal protection guarantees, as well as federal laws on essential medical services.
Thanks, Hannah. As we head toward a key election year, the campaigns in Pennsylvania are becoming more clear. U.S. Senator Bob Casey announced this week he'll run for a 4th term in office. He was first elected in 2007 after serving as the state's treasurer for 2 years. Casey just turned 63 and is the longest-serving Democratic senator in Pennsylvania history. Experts say Republican David McCormick is the most likely to challenge Casey.
A deadly explosion in eastern Pennsylvania has already led to a lawsuit by one of the victims' families. The blast killed 7 people last month at the family-owned R.M. Palmer Chocolate Candy Company in West Reading. Now, a victim's family has filed a lawsuit claiming the company ignored complaints from workers who said they smelled gas before the explosion and did nothing. The company told the Reading Eagle newspaper it can't comment on the lawsuit or the investigation.
A change is coming to Mount Nittany Medical Center. Most visitors and patients will not have to wear a mask there anymore. Only people who are symptomatic or positive for COVID will need to wear them. The change comes 3 years after the health system made masks mandatory. Meantime, the College Township Council has approved a major expansion for the Mount Nittany Medical Center. This expansion will include the development for a 300,000 square foot 10-story patient tower, parking deck, and 2-story central energy plant at the hospital. The The project, first introduced in 2021, will cost about $350 million. Construction is scheduled to begin this summer and should be completed in 2026. This week, a $2 million project to resurface parts of 8 state highway routes in Centre County began. The work is aimed at fixing up about 23 miles of roads. PennDOT expects the project to be completed by the end of June. The construction list includes parts of routes 26 and 45 in Ferguson Township, Route 350 in Phillipsburg, Route 4004 in Union and Boggs Township, and Route 4007 in Boggs Township.
Homelessness is a serious issue across Pennsylvania, and Centre County is no exception. But new help is on the way. Natalie Calzatoni shows you what's happening in Bellefonte.
Over the past couple of years, there's been a surge in homelessness around Centre County. In response, the Board of Commissioners has applied for an emergency solutions grant, and a shelter in State College is being forced to renovate.
We're eventually going to be capped with the amount of people that you can help, whether it's space, occupancy levels, like everything like that plays a factor into it.
While this is a countywide issue, the borough of Bellefonte currently has no programs or shelters in place to help the homeless. Trinity United Methodist Church here behind me is hoping to change that.
So we've realized that there is a need in the Bellefonte community for help for the homeless in terms of being able to provide lodging and or some kind of shelter.
The church helps the community in many ways, including weekly meal programs and food banks. Now it's raising money for a homeless program. So far, a charity race raised more than $5,000, and it's applied to become a nonprofit so it can receive grants.
A lot of it is run by donations. I mean, the race was the first thing we actually did for fundraising, and this whole thing wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the full support of our congregation and their generosity.
While it may take a while for this program to be implemented, Trinity does what it can in the meantime to help. The pastor says they'd like the program to do more than just shelter people.
We want to have people that could help them and have means of helping them, that they could find jobs and be able to go out and sustain themselves afterwards.
In Bellefonte, I'm Natalie Calzatoni for the Centre County Report.
You can help by donating or volunteering at housing services agencies in Centre County, including Out of the Cold, Center Safe, Center House, and the Housing Transitions Walk-In Center.
A familiar face we talked with recently about the State College area roller derby has died. Rachel Gaddis passed away on April 1st in an off-road vehicle crash in Leidy Township in Clinton County. Gaddis, also known as Blackout Betty, was the president of the SCAR Roller Derby group. She was one of its founders in 2010 and served as the head coach since 2016. She talked with us in a February story.
So I started when I was about 25, but we have people start when they're in their 40s. It's just wanting to try something new usually, prove something to yourself, or they've done skating in the past and they want to see what they can do with it in a contact sports setting.
According to SCAR's Facebook page, Gaddis was a force in roller derby and was her biggest passion. We reached out to SCAR for comment, but we didn't hear back. Their next event is coming up at the end of the month.
Still to come on the Centre County Report. Will this hot weather continue this weekend? We check the forecast coming up.
Plus, a controversial organization is holding a new event at Penn State. And would you rappel off the top of Beaver Stadium? Now you have a chance to actually do that. We'll tell you about more after the break.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
A Penn State student organization that sparked controversy last fall with an event on campus is planning a new event later this month. In October, Uncensored America brought the founder of the Proud Boys and right-wing internet personality Alex Stein to campus. But protesters showed up too. People were pepper sprayed, police moved in, and the event was canceled less than an hour before its scheduled start time over security concerns. A speaker and exact date for the new event aren't released yet, but Uncensored America teased on social media a big announcement coming soon. In a statement released by the university, President Neely Bendapudi said, quote, Our biggest priority is the safety of all involved. Our university personnel are working with law enforcement to create as safe an environment as possible. Uncensored America received more than $7,000 in funding from the University Park Allocation Committee for the upcoming event because it's a registered student organization.
4 years ago, more than 70 people took turns scaling down a 12-story building in State College for a charity fundraiser. Now, the event called Over the Edge is back, but this time at a much bigger building. Dugan Lloyd has the story.
In the fall, Beaver Stadium serves as a mega hub for more than 100,000 college football fans. But this spring, it'll take on a new purpose. People will have the chance to rappel down the outside of the stadium for charity. The event is called Over the Edge, and it's a United Way fundraiser set for May 19th. It's intended to be all fun for those taking part, but for Susie Solo, there's a deeper reason.
It's my big comeback, because when you're told you have a brain tumor, you kind of have to put things in perspective, and that became the most important thing, was my family and surviving.
The Penn State academic advisor says Over the Edge is symbolic of her win against the tumor.
And now that I'm going over the edge of Beaver Stadium, I feel like I've come full circle and I can get on with an exciting life again.
Gary Perdue will also scale the stadium to celebrate a special occasion.
When I read it and saw that it was happening on May the 19th, which is 2 days after my 85th birthday, I thought, well, that's serendipitous. I guess I should do that.
The participants will descend from the logo on the south end of Beaver Stadium, where it'll be 110 feet from launch point to landing. To qualify for the event, United Way is taking the first 107 people to raise $1,500. The money will be funneled to 24 agencies around Center County to promote health, financial stability, and education.
Recent stats have said that 1 in 4 Center County residents actually utilize a United Way service or program that are directed towards those areas. So you will really be strengthening our community in multiple ways.
To overcome nerves heading into the event, Susie Solo is getting creative.
I'm going to, on my forearms, write my friends that donated money so that as I go over the edge, I can think about how much they've supported me through this whole journey, and I can either thank them or curse them as I'm going over the edge.
In University Park, I'm Dugan Lloyd for the Center County Report.
This event has already raised close to $33,000 and registration is still open. If you are interested, you can head to ccunitedway.org/overtheedge.
Well, we made it to 86 degrees yesterday. That was a record. We broke it. We broke the record of 83 degrees. And I think we're going to go for another one today. It's all going to be under hazy sunshine and high clouds. Currently, temperatures are well above average for this time of the year and time of day as well. Currently, we are sitting at 77 degrees, all under, again, hazy sunshine. We are sharing the warmth, that is, throughout the rest of the Commonwealth, where some of our friends in Eastern PA, Allentown, and Scranton are already above 80 degrees. Now, just to note, these temperatures already are upwards of 20 degrees above average for our average daytime highs. So we're going to keep getting warmer throughout the day. So our temperatures are going to keep rising above more average. So again, as I mentioned, some more clouds are moving into the picture, moving from south to north for hazy sunshine early in the day, making way for some more overcast skies as our evening progresses. And here's our next storm system coming into view now over the mid-Atlantic region of the U.S. This is going to be our Saturday system as it threatens our blue-white forecast. I think we'll be dodging some scattered showers and storms for the day on Saturday. And then here in the Midwest, this is going to be our Sunday system, bringing with it some breezy and cooler conditions to start our week ahead. So as we plan out our evening tonight, as you head out from classes and head home from work, maybe head out on the town, you don't need the sunglasses or the umbrella because it's just going to be mainly cloudy skies tonight. But do note, it's still going to be very warm at around 7:30 this evening. Overnight, we see more in the way of clouds and a few shower threats, especially in the west and south portions of the state. But again, it's going to be a very mild overnight. And through the overnight hours, we could be dodging some showers for State College proper. And then through the day tomorrow, we could be threatened with some scattered showers and storms for blue and white kickoff itself and continuing the threat for rain throughout the evening hours tomorrow. So to recap your forecast today, it's going to be another record breaker, I think. Currently, our daytime high forecast is 85. This would break the current record sitting at 84 for today. Overnight, we'll keep it mild, we'll keep it muggy as well as the dew points begin to increase, and we'll bring in the threat for some showers overnight, keeping it overcast with a high low near 58 degrees. For the day on Saturday, we'll start off with a few scattered showers, but mainly dry up until around noon. Then we bring the threat for showers and storms once again in time for blue and white kickoff with a high in the low to mid 70s. And to round out our weekend, we're going to keep it mainly dry early in the day on Sunday, introducing those shower chances again for Sunday evening. But then that cold front smacks us heading into Monday as temperatures drop through the 50s and into the upper 40s for Tuesday, staying cloudy and cool, but then high pressure rebounds for our area Wednesday and Thursday, keeping us nice and toasty to round out our forecast period.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm really glad the weather is beautiful today.
Yeah, and I hope we don't have to dodge too many rain showers at the game. And with sports, here's Gabe.
Coming up in sports, Bellefonte Baseball is finally playing on its new look field. Also, Penn State's annual blue-white game returns tomorrow. We hear from Coach James Franklin and some players ahead of the popular spring event.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing. Well, what are you waiting for?
You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm Gabe Angieri with sports. Penn State football has the annual blue-white game at Beaver Stadium in just over 24 hours as spring practice wraps up. Our reporter John Drager was at practice this week for the final preparations ahead of the scrimmage.
Tomorrow, thousands of fans will make their return to Beaver Stadium for the blue-white game. It marks the final spring practice day for Penn State, with some depth chart spots still up in the air.
I think there's still some question marks in terms of depth at D tackle that we got to get resolved there. And then I still think there's still a question mark at wideout.
Others include the running back duo of Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen, building on top of a season where both rushed for over 800 yards. Franklin says these valuable spring practices help the younger players develop.
They're obviously bigger, stronger, and faster than they were a year ago. Not only are they faster out here running 40s, but they're faster in terms of understanding the playbook, understanding college defenses and schemes.
Last year, the lack of offensive linemen caused a different approach to the blue-white game. Now with more reinforcements, that means iron sharpening iron.
I think competition drives excellence. So, I think that the competition in the room is just kind of making us all better as a whole.
The blue-white game provides a game-like experience that players crave. For Allen, it's all about making a point.
Just anytime being on the field, you feel me? I always got something to prove. So
now, it's time to take it to Beaver Stadium with a large crowd to get a taste of what next season will be like.
The blue-white game will start at 2 o'clock tomorrow, but the festivities will last all day with a blue-white boardwalk on Curtin Road next to the stadium. The high school baseball will pick it up at John Montgomery Ward Field in Bellefonte, where the Red Raiders try to get back to their winning ways. The Bellefonte Red Raiders looked to right the ship yesterday at their newly renovated home field against Phillipsburg Osceola after dropping their home opener to Mifflin County. The game began with good pitching and solid defense, but offense was few and far between. So the Raiders will have to wait to celebrate on their home field, dropping this one 4-2. Their next game is away against Huntington today at 4:30 p.m. Turning to Penn State men's volleyball now, the Nittany Lions were able to win their third straight EIVA regular season title. The number 3 ranked Nittany Lions will wrap up their regular season this weekend, hosting 12th ranked Charleston. Both teams are preparing for the EIVA tournament that will be played here at University Park next week. The Lions are winners of 7 of their last 8 matches and will look to keep the momentum going. Now on to men's lacrosse, the 7-3 Nittany Lions are winning big. They're off to Michigan this weekend. The Lions beat number 6 Johns Hopkins 12-11 last Saturday in double overtime. The Blue Jays struck first, but Penn State rallied back. After trading leads for the length of regulation, Kevin Winkoff scored the game-tying goal for the Lions, sending the match to overtime at 11-all. Ultimately, it was Winkoff himself who netted the game-winning goal with 52 seconds to go. Penn State plays next on Sunday against the number 15 ranked Wolverines. And the Penn State women's lacrosse team has been working hard all season, and they're celebrating a big win against number 10 Maryland last night. The Lions beat the Terrapins 12-7 on a warm night at Panzer Stadium. This marks against the Terrapins while also snapping Maryland's current 9-game winning streak this season. Emma Kelly led the Penn State offense with 4 goals. Penn State faces Johns Hopkins 1 week from tomorrow for their last game of the season before heading into the Big Ten tournament. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Gabe. Coming up next, the lineup is announced for Penn State's end of the school year outdoor concert, Moving On. See who will be playing after the break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
Penn State's student-run music festival, Movin' On, has announced the lineup for the April 28th concert. The headline act is JID, followed by Coin, Neon Trees, Upsall, and Mellow Honey. The music festival will be held at Penn State's IM Fields. Gates open at 3:30 p.m. and admission is free, but you have to be at least 18 years old to attend.
I had so much fun at last year's concert, but can we please get some nice weather for once?
Yeah, I mean, rain or shine, I'll definitely be there.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next Friday for another local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news and watch our stories on our Center County Report social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and our website. Have a great weekend.
This is a moment. There's a whole wide world out there.
This is a battlefield.
The river is the most important part of nature.
Humans have never done this before.
So many senses have come alive. We go with what the environment gives us. We are supposed to protect it.
It's a real drama, and it's unfolding right in front of you.
This will show us so many things that we just haven't seen.
Change is coming.
Start a new adventure, as big as you imagine.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.